As long as evil exists in the hearts of the living, I cannot perish, grah. Wherever there's a cop beating up on a guy, I'll be there, smiling. Whenever there's kids laughing because they're hungry and they know dinner's ready, I'll be there, unhappy.
Okay.
Well done. I had no idea you all possessed such strength and so many elixirs because you hadn't used any for the entire game.
I don't remember how long the ending is. We're at about the time I could call it a video. I think it's better to let this one go long and just do the ending. Because I don't know how much bonus content I'm going to have. Or how long the credits will be. I don't think this is going to be a game with like a 30-minute ending, if I remember correctly.
Perhaps the people of the blue planet have evolved beyond us Lunarians already. In which case, Seamus was correct and we should have wiped you out. You are now a threat.
Yeah, you might be right about both parts of that. Zeromus's last words bother me, though. As long as evil exists.
True evil will never die. It only gets better. Every living creature has at least a touch of evil in its heart alongside goodness.
Well, I don't know about that. What about Mother Teresa? I remember seeing somebody interviewed in a talk show once who was like cussing out Mother Teresa and slamming her because of the Catholic Church's stance on birth control. It was really amazing. I don't remember the name of the guy, but he was like his whole gimmick, I guess, as a comedian was that he hated everybody, and then the host asked him if he hated Mother Teresa, and he went off on what felt like a well thought out, reasoned but very spiteful attack on Mother Teresa.
As long as there is light and darkness, the overworld and the underworld, it will be so. Dwarves will always have evil in their hearts because they are from the underworld. Good exists because evil exists, and it was your good that destroyed Seamus' evil.
But if matter can be neither created nor destroyed, then... Wait. Oh, stop it already. There was nothing to it. Gedge did his part. Like, I felt like he was doing... he was getting off those... Those Fuma Shuriken were doing as much damage, at least, as Rydia's flare spells, and they came a lot more frequently. What are you talking about? I was surprised Seamus didn't try to control you. I'm sure you have enough evil inside. Hey, you want to see my evil, baby? I mean, nope, my heart is filled with goodness all the way.
Well, it's time my turn. Oh, what will the rest of you do now?
What? You want to go back to sleep? How many years do you think you got left, old man? You want to spend them all asleep? I guess that is a way of extending his life.
I think we'll go home, too. To your home. We're taking over the moon. You should have sided with Seamus.
Yes, there are people that are worried about this.
I see. I am glad you have such wonderful friends.
I didn't say those people were our friends.
I look forward to the day we meet again in Final Fantasy IV The After Years, where I am presumably playable at some point.
Golbez turns towards Rosa and murders her. May I come with you? You see, Fusoya, during our brief time together, I have fallen in love.
You wish to join me? You must prove yourself.
Yes. I cannot return home. Not after all I've done. I refuse to face punishment for my crimes. Just call me Golbez, the real fugitive from justice. I would very much like to meet my father's people.
Well, they're all asleep, and they also hate you. Yes, Lunarian blood flows in your veins. Very well, come along. You have birthright citizenship. If you did not have any Lunarian blood, I would have to kick you out of here right now and call ICE. But you must be ready for a long, long sleep.
I am. Thank you. I took some Lunesta. You sounded very worried when you called my name, Cecil. Does that mean you've forgiven me?
Dots.
How foolish of me. Of course not. I've caused too much suffering for that.
We are off to spend many years in slumber. We pray that the blue planet will be peaceful forevermore, but we don't actually anticipate it. Come.
I didn't mean to, but the new seat covers. Yes.
Cecil! Say something to him. He is the evil bastard who kidnapped and tried to murder me. Surely you must forgive him.
Are you certain you want to part this way? You must forgive him, the man who mind-controlled me like 8 times.
He's your brother! He's your sister! She's your daughter! She's your sister! She's your daughter!
And Edge is like, I don't care. Goodbye, everyone. Sayonara. And then, like, flames appear in the background, and he dramatically turns and wanders into his destiny atonement. Cecil, I guess I do have something to say.
Dots. Goodbye, my brother. You take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in the moon's core before ya.
Cecil, thank you. Oh, see, I like how Fusoya's beard is like kind of floating over Golbez's head there at the end. Is this going to have a much longer ending than I anticipated? I suppose I could always split the video after the fact. One born of a dragon, bearing darkness and light, will rise to the heavens over the still land. The moon's light eternal brings a promise to earth with bounty and grace. The moon's light brings a promise of giant murder robots. Before long, the moon would set forth on a voyage once more, seeking out its light. Though of shed blood, time's march keeps the two separated. One on Earth, one on the moon. The brotherhood between Cecil and Golbez, even as a kid, I thought was a weird twist for the story to take very late. We don't really get a lot of opportunity to feel for Golbez. And even as a kid, I thought it was a bit weird that, like, suddenly everyone's like, you've got to forgive Golbez. I'm like, you don't even know. I mean, I know he's your brother, but you've never met him. Or you had no idea it was your brother until a few minutes ago, feels like, in story terms. And the entire time you've known him, he's been trying to murder you and everyone else in the world. Well. If you're watching Bobo, if you try to murder everyone in the world, I guess I will be pressured by NPCs into forgiving you too. We shall begin today's training.
Yes, sir.
Where's Palom?
Oh no, not again!
Ooh, he's chatting up the girls.
And then I cast Blizzard on the creatures that we encountered at Mount O'Deals.
Whack!
Ow!
How many times are you gonna be late to train and the elder's really angry?
How many times do I have to scold you before you learn? It will be years before you are even half the sage Tella was. You'll never get the Macho Owl voice as punishment. You must train twice as hard as your sister today.
That's not fair!
I think it's very fair.
Oh, it's Grandpa Hino. Yeah, when will you come to realize that you have responsibilities? You are heir to the throne. Why do I talk like an idiot? I know, jeez. Your mouth says you know, but your actions say otherwise. Yeah. The correct words here would be yes, sir. Yes. Alright, I'll shape up. Sigh. I can't help but think about Rydia, though. Sigh. Heart. Your Highness, have you been listening to anything I've said? That's our Prince Ninja. What a courageous young lady you are. By the way, I'm a giant sea creature. I know my sprite doesn't suggest that. Yes, I never thought she would really come back. Kind of figured... Oh, wait, never mind. That's... the old man is the sea creature. I never thought she would really come back. I figured once we gave her a chance to spread her wings, she might, go live amongst her own kind, but she just keeps coming back here with bags full of dirty laundry. Rydia. Rydia, why do I have fangs and you don't? I wish I didn't have fangs so I could be like you. How can I be like you?
No, you don't understand. I'm the one who's different here. You should treat me like a freak. What are you talking about? It doesn't matter what we look like.
Yes, it does. Shut up. I'm not so young to be that naive. With her around, the future looks bright for the land of summons. Indeed, I'm sure she will get more beautiful by the day. You're looking prettier every day. Skydive. The important thing is what you're like on the inside, not the outside. Aw, that's a wonderful thing to say. Oh, that's Rydia saying that.
The important thing is what you're like on the inside, not on the outside. For example, those two up there that look like a human couple, one of them old. Actually, one of them is like a three-faced demon, and the other one is a sea monster, but only on the inside. Isn't that right, Cecil?
Wink!
That's right, Rosa. I know Ed has a thing for me, but I'm coming for your man.
Oh, what is this spinning meant to represent? Honey? You're a queen now. Try calling me my king instead of honey. I know, but I can't stand being so formal. Oh no, it's time for training! Oh, former king, I'm so sorry that we decided to, place your dead, what do you call it when they, put sawdust in, like, an animal's body? Like, there's a term for that, but anyway, yeah, they've, like, stood up the old king's body, as a, statue here. Let us begin training! Yeah. Honey, a king shouldn't be... Oh, do not say that! I think Yang will create a wonderful kingdom! I think that's how he died. I can't stand being in this castle full of beautiful women, assuming that these are all the guards from the Woman Kingdom. Your Highness. Your Highness. Oh no, this is little kids.
Your Highness. Play the song about the paladin again for us. Go!
I will, but only after I finish my work. You want the castle back the way it was, right?
Hey, it should be like that episode of G.I. Joe where Shipwreck was like shirking work rebuilding an orphanage by just telling the kids stories about how Leatherneck and Beachhead were like idiot monsters. Oh, what a show that was. G.I. Joe. Go watch that now, folks. Turn this off.
Yeah, that's a promise, right?
Spin. Leave.
And, I hope you're watching me. I'm helping the people of Namcian for the first time ever. I'm caring for other people as I cared for you, like you said I should. That's right. Every single one of these people has tasted my... Well, you never mind that. I'm not loving them exactly the way I loved you. I hope you and Tell are having a fine time together.
The ghost Tell appears and has dialogue. Lolly-ho. Lolly-ho. We need to repair the castle. Sorry, that's Golbez. We need to repair the castle with great haste. I might say we don't have enough materials. take apart the tanks and remove any useful pieces. There is no need to worry about war anymore.
But Father, clearly the overworlders are getting ready to attack.
Shut up, you slag. Yes, your spinning around will repair the castle.
Father, I wonder how Cecil and his friends are doing.
I don't know. I'm planning to seal off the entrance to the overworld so that we won't need weapons to defend ourselves. I almost forgot to tell you, they all perished. It seems Cecil and Lady Rosa are to become the new king and queen of Baron for some reason.
Oh my!
And we have been invited to the coronation ceremony, though of course we will refuse and instead send a delivery of tennis balls.
How lovely!
Your Majesty, you're not helping to fix the castle at all. Spin around!
I am the king, I can do whatever I want. Now go take apart some tanks. Bloody ho. Alright, so I guess he's not going to help.
Wow. Looking good, Kane.
Cecil, Rosa, I cannot bring myself to face you both. Not yet. Although obviously I was hanging out with you extensively in the final stretch of the game. I must test myself as you did, Cecil, at Mount Ordeals. I will train until I have surpassed my father as a dragoon.
Yeah, but your father wasn't like a space moon guy, so he's not going to be able to like appear and give you powers and shit. He's just some regular guy who died, sorry.
Only then shall I return to Baron.
Very noble and all, but they might take that the wrong way if you just don't show up for their wedding.
Oh my! Oh.
What is it?
You have to see this. The moon, it's hitting my eye like a big pizza pie.
Look at that moon. I mean, that's the sun, of course, but I certainly hope that's not supposed to be the moon. If so, well, I mean, it's not. This game's not set on Earth, but their moon looks a lot different from ours. Oh, here we go. There's the moon. See, moon. All moons look pretty much like ours, folks. Exclamation point.
What's wrong, Cecil?
I thought I heard my brother's voice. Also, Gigi doesn't control the advancing rate of the text anymore.
Really?
I couldn't tell it for sure, but forget it. It's probably, oh shit, never mind. It's going too fast. You two aren't getting ready. It's a big day. I can't even get the voices straight. There's no time.
We must have lost track of the time.
You two can play Smoochy Face all you want later.
That's not what we were doing. He was playing Smooch or something else.
Come on, Rosa. I mean, Your Majesty.
Please, just come in, Rosa.
Well, Rosa, you've got to get dressed. And I'm going to help you, because you don't know any girls who can do this. Get some makeup on you. Bard can't keep people waiting.
I'll be right there.
I cannot control the rate at which the text advances anymore.
I can't wait to see everyone again. It's been so long. Cecil, are you ready? Even Kane will be there.
Yes, if Kane's not there, he will be put to death the next time he appears. It's Lei's majesty to avoid the wedding of the king. It wasn't my imagination. I heard my brother's voice say, Mitsuhide, what do you desire? I mean, so long. Yeah, we don't get an ending with Golbez and Fusoya, like rolling over in bed and touching hands. Hey! Guess I should have split this, because now, with this ending length... Oopsie, he was going to the wrong place. With this ending length, whatever little bonus content I do would have given us 2 videos. Maybe I'll split this in post. I don't know. Whatever. Hey. See, it's zany because she also doesn't know wedding protocol. Hi, I've appeared at your wedding not wearing a shirt.
Shirts are too formal for me, even at a wedding. Bowman for him, yeah, there we go. Is she going to, yeah, he's going to act all goofy and she's going to go slap him. Although actually she appeared to be punching towards camera, but that had the intended effect. I am here. Where's the party at? Can't be bothered to greet the queen. She's not your type. We don't date their kind.
Hi, I'm the Prince of Damsiana, though I guess I'm the king now? Whatever. Am I even from Damsiana? Was that the town I was hanging out at? JD doesn't know.
It's a miracle I remember Damsiana is the name of a place. Oh, Edge turns away. He can't bear to look at her. She's just too hot. His ninja robes won't hide his chubby, so he doesn't want anyone to see. As a kid, I thought this was really sweet because the tiny little hints about Rydia and Edge, I really thought they were a nice touch when I was playing this game as like a 12-year-old, and it's still kind of fun. Hey, folks! Yay! You can tell which ones of us have vaping animations and which ones don't. It's the ones who are playable are waving. The ones who are not are kind of not. The end. Oh, credits. Yeah, I'll split this one then after the fact, because like a remaster staff. Yeah, so I kind of went into it before the final boss fight, but I mean, again, my overall impressions of the game is this is one of those that, I mean, I loved this game at the time. I think there's a reason I never went out and bought this game after playing it as a rental. Like, it was a great, like, 2-weekend rental. I played through Final Fantasy 1 more than once over the years. This is a game that every couple of years I might revisit. I know a lot of people have a lot of fondness for it. I don't want to sound like I'm down on it, because I loved it at the time, but playing it again now, I'm like, yeah. Maybe I've seen too many games that do the same thing this game does, and like take it further and take it in different directions. Like, I don't have a problem with the... I don't know, what am I getting at? I think it's just that I had this memory of this being like one of the great JRPGs of all time, and playing it again now, it's like, that was a fun little JRPG, but little kind of feels like the operative word. It doesn't feel like a big epic adventure. And some of my favorite JRPGs of all time, like, how long does it take to... Nah, this has to be short. This has to be shorter in, like, literal playtime than, like, say, Final Fantasy X, which I think ended up being my favorite JRPG eventually. So yeah, it feels short because I guess it is short. It's just, like, reasonably short game. And it doesn't have a lot of replay value. There would be no particular reason you would need to replay this game again other than doing it every couple of years because you remember having enjoyed it as a playthrough experience. I know this has been remastered various times. The Pixel remaster, I think, was intended to be very faithful. So, like, knowing that there's little side bonus dungeons that you don't get that are in other versions of it, in one way made me feel bummed out, but another part of me is like, no, like a bunch of extra no-story dungeons with optional bosses, like, I don't know if that's what's missing. It's just, it's a very short little story. I think it was fine. It comes from an era where, I don't know. How long did you expect an RPG to take you to beat back in the day? And now I'm like comparing it in my mind to Breath of Fire 1. Because I remember being really excited when Breath of Fire 1 showed up. Because Capcom was like one of my favorite companies and they were associated with that game. And I knew JRPGs were fun. And that was terribly translated. And it really felt like just a series of attack this enemy base, attack that enemy base. Like, the story didn't really build up in that one particularly well. But it did have a more interesting climax, I felt like, than this game does. This, I don't know. And my overarching impression of this is just that I feel kind of like, Final Fantasy 2/4 wasn't as amazing as I remembered. But it's like, you can't go back. I'm an old dude now playing this game that was really impressive and cool when I was a kid. I think if I sat down and looked at it objectively, there's a lot of games that do what this did very well, and just they're too much. They just pour in hours of like extra. Oh, like it grinded. I didn't do a crazy amount of grinding. I probably did a few hours. Overall, I think I did a couple of hours of grinding in this game, which would have been like kind of necessary in some of the games that I've played over the years to have any chance of succeeding. In this game, it was not. But even as I say that, like, it didn't feel like a completely effortless win over Zeromus. But it didn't feel like you were like hanging on by the skin of my teeth. I remember beating Zeromus as a kid and feeling like, holy shit, that was close. I almost didn't win that one. And of course, I would have been playing without a quick save right before the boss fight too. So yeah, I know I'm talking in circles here, but overall, I really am taking away that this game is not as epic as I remember, because it was one of the first JRPG games I played that really pushed the idea of having a story. And I remember in college, hanging out with other people and like talking about game design and stuff. Like I was on the JRPG side of the arguments that would break out about JRPGs versus more open-ended Western-style RPGs. And I was, because I think that was right around the time EverQuest was getting big, and like people were talking about, you know, they want like working with somebody and like thinking about ideas for games and stuff, and they wanted something with like your choices, really like the sort of the Mass Effect style thought process. Mass Effect didn't. Well, I'm going to go up the whole long thing about Mass Effect and the illusion that your choices matter. But yeah, there was like a really big push among some people I knew who were interested in getting into game design. And it was like, no, you got to have it so all your decisions matter. And this was one of the games I would come to thinking like, no, early game experience, like you're on a rail and you're being pushed through the plot, but like the stuff I remember being blown away by as a kid, like, oh my god, the big reveal that Golbez is your brother, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm being too hard on it. Like the whole, people get really excited thinking back on this game and talking about Cecil as being this amazing protagonist because he has to face the guilt of what he does as the game opens, and find it in him to be this holy knight. And even as a kid, I remember thinking it was kind of cool that he was this dark knight, and I thought he was kind of lame after he became a paladin. But playing it again years later, what really reinforces that it's pretty early in the game that he becomes a paladin. And the only thing that it seems to change about him is that he no longer seems to feel responsible for any of the terrible things he did, because he's changed his outfit. There's not, I guess he had, and this I think was an addition in later versions, including this one. I don't think he had darkness as an attack in the NES version. There's not a whole, yeah, so that is one thing I can criticize. And I'm criticizing it in the face of this being a game that is highly regarded and praised a lot. The idea that Cecil is this amazing protagonist, I don't know. The idea that the relationship between Cecil and Kane and Rosa is really amazing, like, I don't know. There's not that much dialogue. Like, it's kind of there if you want to see it. There's little hints here and there, but that was kind of enough for me as a kid. You know, fill in the gaps yourself. Honestly, as I'm playing this now, what I'm really amazed by is, because I've gone back and replayed other SNES games on my channel, and I keep comparing it directly to Breath of Fire. What I'm really amazed by here is, like, I'm curious. I'm not going to bother to look it up during the video. I think this came well after Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. And this game had significantly superior combat mechanics to Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. Much more fun game to play than Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. But as far as using like the same level of technology and like graphics and sound, music in this game is really excellent, by the way. I will give it credit for that. Final Fantasy II had a fucking amazing soundtrack, and a lot of the pixel remaster versions of the songs, They don't have the nostalgia value of the original SNES soundscape, but they're still amazing tunes and significantly better than most of Lufia's music. But no, now I'm getting onto a thing about how, yeah, I think Lufia and the Fortress of Doom is a better story than this. Because I remember playing around with Legos and like making my own like sequel before Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinisters came out. Like wanting my own sequel about what would happen after the events of Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. Never did that for Final Fantasy that I can recall. Because Lufia the Fortress of Doom had the first time, I mean, it's the first time you came to any town it happens. Lufia and the Fortress of Doom has lots of faults as a game. You know, there's a lot of points in that game where you don't know. You get very dim clues as to where you're supposed to be going and what you're supposed to be doing. But if you are playing through and either paying really close attention or following a walkthrough, so you're consistently going to the right places and keeping the story going, I do feel like Lufia and the Fortress of Doom has a better story than this game. I certainly felt like I knew the characters better. So this game gives us little hints about what's going on with... like, Rosa's just super bland. Like, the idea that there's a love triangle between Rosa and Kane and Cecil is kind of interesting, but I don't feel like it's realized in the dialogue. Yang is boring. Edward... Ugh. Or Edgar. But, I mean, as a kid, these little things were enough. Because I was comparing it to Final Fantasy 1, which didn't really have characters at all. I mean, Tella was a lot of fun. I liked Tella, and he's clearly superior as a character to Sword of the Sage. So yeah, what is the outcome of all this? Save completed game data. Data saves progress up to the final boss. Sure. All right.